The third and final stop of the day was going with Christina and a few more friends of mine to a late night screening of Alice Through the Looking Glass. Upon first entry of the theater, I was just, taking a picture in front of one of the big billboards promoting the film, and little by little, all of these people start, crowding around, whether they were fellow moviegoers or theater staff or just a whole bunch of random people passing by. They started crowding around, and one by one they were taking out their phones and snapping their pictures, and it was very confusing for me because I didn't really know where to look, but just to have all of that attention and positive attention was really great. I mean, I don't really do these things to say, hey, look at me, I'm in a funny costume, notice me, ah! But it's more of just, doing what any other fan would do. You don't give funny looks to that guy and all that face paint at the baseball game, so, why would you give a bad look to someone who's just showing their appreciation for something that they love? And it was really nice. I think I might have gotten mobbed 3 times just before I was going into the actual cinema alone, and it was really quite fascinating because here I was thinking, oh, if I go to a later show, maybe I won't attract so much attention. But then again, later show equals more employees and more people out and about and not really doing much, and more prone to see these sorts of things. And honestly, I'm actually really glad that I went when I did. The people at the theater were so very nice about my cosplay, and there were some people that were admittedly a little bit flustered to actually take a picture with me. I actually said in character, it's perfectly alright, if you would like a picture, then I would be absolutely delighted to oblige. And finally they did what they wanted to do, and they were glad to get it off their chest. And there was one person that actually asked me to say something as the Hatter, so of course I went into my go-to quote, which was well, as you can see, we're still having tea, and it's all because I was obliged to kill time waiting for your return. You're terribly late, naughty. And she loved it. I think I might have heard my friend talking to the ticket taker in saying that I had actually brought a lot of joy to her that day for work. And again, I'm not trying to toot my own horn or anything. I'm just going by what I heard. I could be wrong, I don't know, but it was, if I heard things correctly, then then that definitely hits right here, because honestly, I'm just trying to show my appreciation for something that I love, and if it makes other people happy while doing so, then that's really all that I could ever hope to do. I mean, that is what I'm here for, after all. The movie itself was, oh boy, what can I say? I mean, I was having the time of my life, and honestly, I really wish that the reception were a lot better for this film, because this isn't supposed to be some kind of grand masterpiece. This was made not only because it made so much money, but there were people, myself included, that were expecting this, hoping for this, wanting this, and everyone that I've spoken to that was really hoping for the best for this film were satisfied. The story was straightforward, the visuals were amazing, the entire experience was just really so gripping that I don't see why people are giving this movie such a hard time. What I will say is, if you love the first film, and obviously you did, because, you know, why else would it have made so much money, and why else would we be getting a sequel made for the fans? If you love the first movie, then you are sure to love this one. But if you weren't a fan of the first movie, well then I'd suggest not watching this movie and saving your negativity for something else. I'm not trying to be rude here, and that's not supposed to be a knock on any of my friends that are critics. It's just, personally speaking.
Well, here we are at the theatre. We just finished the film. Unfortunately, it is time to get going, so I am here with all of these lovely people. Crowd in the back, lovely people. Crowd in the back. Everyone. Yes, hello. Absolutely.
I know the first film did a lot for me emotionally, and I know that there are a lot of people that were touched by the first film, and that the first film did a lot for them. And I got to agree with them, and I know exactly where they're coming from. But me, myself, personally, Through the Looking Glass did twice as much for me as the first film did. And honestly, I didn't think it was possible for me to, have more in common than what I already did with the Hatter. But knowing his experiences, his strife, his personal relationship strains, everything, it really hit home for me. And I really have to thank everyone who was involved in this movie for letting this film being made. Because the critics can tear it up all they want. They're not the target market, snobs and whatever. Like, you can tell that this was a total callback from the first movie. For a lot of fans, such as myself, where I'm sure I wasn't the only person fanboying every time a reference from the first movie came up. But to see everything come together the way that it did in this movie, and to have the story play out, it was really a big eye-opener for me. And, a lot of the messages were there, without getting preachy. How well we manage time, the relationships that we keep with our families and our friends, to really put other people before ourselves. It really hits a personal home run for me. And I personally think I ended up liking Alice Through the Looking Glass better than the first film. It's no offense to Tim, of course. Without Tim, neither of these movies would have been made. But, think of it this way. The first film was great, and it's something that I will hold very deeply in my heart. But Through the Looking Glass really stepped up everything that made the first movie great for me, in my opinion at least. And especially given everything that I could relate to personally, I've really got to give this 2 thumbs up. Honestly, what else can I say about the film? It was epic, it was gripping, it was so much better than I thought it would be, and I'm glad that the people that were also looking forward to this as much as I was ended up loving this film just as much, if not more, as I did. So that's always a plus when you know that if something pleases the fans, then what else do you really need?
It's been an absolutely maddening day, but in the best possible way. And now that I finally have a complete cosplay, I might be able to attend another con as such. I just don't know which one I might be able to attend.